Assalamualaikum and very good day to panels for EREKA 2021. Today, I would like to present our product, AUTA, Advanced UI Test Automation for BIOS Validation. As you can see down there are three members of our group. The first one is Isa Abdullah Awad, which is the main contributor for this project, and then followed by me, Dr. Muslim Musapa, and my colleague, Dr. Fazrul Faiz. Now we're going to look into AUTA Overview. AUTA Overview is an automated system that will mimic the human interaction with user interface in BIOS validation using a computer. So instead of using human, now we can automate all of the human works and will be done by a computer. This will save tremendous amount of time. So the first step is that the user will create an automated scripts by using the AUTA library that have been developed by us. So this script can be written in Python programming. Then after they completed the script will be executed on a PC, and then a set of instructions will be sent to the KM emulator. KM emulator stands for keyboard and mouse emulator. And then the KM emulator will be connected to SUT, system under test, by using USB cable connection. So all of the test instruction will be converted into key and mouse keystrokes and will be sent to the system under test. Then from the system under test that is being connected through KM emulator and then through to the host, then we have a display from the system under test. The display from system under test will be connected to video capturing device, which will capture the screen or the view or the graphical user interface for the system under test, which here we are testing the BIOS menu, and then it will be fed direct, live streaming to the host machine. Then here in the host machine, we already write a code which we are using OpenCV and OCR, to extract all the images, the menu images that we receive, and then to help, based on the code, to detect the correct menu that already being set by the user. Here are the problem statement or the motivation why we come up with our product, AUTA. So as we can see, the first one, it involves the financial problem. So manual test on BIOS validation requires more time, cost, and manpower. Just imagine if you have 10 set of BIOS that you want to validate. So there you go. You have to have 10 people sitting in front of a PC and then doing the keyboard and mouse keystroke all the time. So instead of using human, now we are replacing it with the computer. And then the other problem is that most of the UI automation is very specific to certain OS. To our knowledge, there's no solution that available in the market that support cross-platform. The final one is the accuracy. The optical character recognizer or OCR, the default OCR is not able to detect BIOS menus correctly. So by having some additional in the algorithm, we were able to increase the accuracy of our product. Here are the breakage of the cost. As you can see, there are not many components being used in our project or in our product, because most of the tedious part or the crucial part is in the programming part. So as you can see, we only use Pro microcontroller. In the original one can cost us up until RM80 ringgit. But if you can find an alternative, the third-party supplier, we can go up until RM20 ringgit per microcontroller. Others such as wires connectors, we give the amounts around RM30 ringgit, and in total, the cost of our product is only RM110 ringgit. As you can see in the result, we are comparing the manual test and also automated tests. So these tests have been done when one of our members, which is Isa, was attached at one of the MNC company and doing validation for that company. So they're using the set of tests that are being used to test the BIOS. As you can see, I mean, for the time consumption, manual test by using human, it can take up until 2 days to run it completely. But if we are using computer or our product, AUTA, we can just finish the test within 4 to 6 hours. You can see tremendous amount of saving in terms of the time consumption. And then of course the efficiency is high if we are using the automated test, because we are using the computer and we are comparing the images by images. I mean, if human, I mean, they are prone to make some mistake when they are tired. The testing time flexibility, as we can see, for human, I mean, they can only work during the working hours, but for automated tests, you can run it and you can leave it. You can go back to your house. For the cost, of course, is high. One engineer can cost you up until 3,500 per month. If you have 10 engineers, then it will cost you 35,000. But with our product, I mean, it can, I mean, save a lot of money in terms of the manpower. So as you can see here, in terms of test time and labor, when we really score the result, right? We can reduce the test time significantly, and also in terms of labor, we eliminate the need of having human to do the test. Right, now we will go into the demo. As we can see here, this is how we test our product. So as you can see, this is the Pro microcontroller connected to micro USB. Right, one connection is going to the host, and then the other connection is going to the system under test. So we have developed a simple GUI to test our code. So as you can see here, this is the GUI that we created by using Python to test our code. All right, so when we click down, we can see the cursor is going down. When we click left, it's clicking left. So right click, left click. So here we are testing all the functionality of mouse. Right. So here, I mean, if we click left, then it's the cursor here. Here is what we are looking here is on the SUT, the system under test, because remember, we are controlling the microcontroller from the host machine, but all the keyboard and mouse emulation will be sent to the system under test. So here we are looking on the system under test, the system that the BIOS system that we are testing on this machine. So here is we are testing the accuracy of our coordinate mapping on the screen. Right? As you all know, I mean, sometimes when we are doing something with mouse, right? So accuracy is very important because it is very sensitive. So let's say if the mouse moving, then or we can lose track of the coordinate. So here, when we are showing the example how we can set the specific coordinate where we want it to be on the screen. Here, the example is 202 for X and then 222 for Y. We can see here is where the mouse being located by having this coordinate. Right, so we are showing here different coordinate and different location. I mean, this is how accurate is our system. Right here we are demonstrating how we can also emulate multi-button press by the keyboard. So actually this is one of the toughest thing that we have completed. So most of the system, they cannot do like multi-buttons press by using the emulation, right? So but us, we have figured out how to do it, I mean, up until 3 multi-buttons press. Here is the example how we can send the characters. So we type text here, text, let's send sync text. Okay, now we have found the Notepad application. Okay, now we will demonstrate how we do the test on the system under test. I mean, this is BIOS test that being done when one of our member was attached to the multinational company in Kulim. Right, so as we can see here, I mean, this is the Python code. So here are the setup for the KM emulator. And then as you can see here, there's a F2 button where, I mean, enabling us to go into the BIOS menu and then escape. Then after that, here we can see is going to Intel Advanced menu. So here are the keywords that we put in the code, and then by using the OCR and also OpenCV, it will do the image processing and will find and extract the correct keyword, match it, and will go into the specific menu. All right, so let's see the example here. As you can see here, when the system has started, so it will automatically browse the menu and find the correct keyword. So Intel Advanced menu, and then after that we see here we are looking into ACPI settings. So then again the system will browse one by one of the options starting from the top, and then try to find the matching keyword, which here ACPI settings. Right, so when they found the correct keyword, then they will go into that specific menu. And then after that, we look in the code, then we are looking for low power keyword. Right, so again, the system will browse through and try to search for low power keyword in the BIOS menu. Right, so once they found it, so low power, and then they're gonna go and making the decision. So here, as we see here, we are looking for disabling it. All right, so we can see the disable options being choose. All right, then after that, go press F4 to save the changes and exit from the BIOS menu. Right, so this is one of the example that we can show how our product can work in BIOS validation. So I think we already come to the end of my presentation. So as you can see how our product can bring high value to the industry for automation, especially the industry that involve a lot of human intervention or human needs in front of a PC and doing repetitive work. So we can have it in coding, and then we can get it run automatically. Right. So I think that's all from me. I'm hoping that we can get some good result from this product. Hopefully all the panels can give us some satisfaction result. Thank you so much.